is Canon in D by Pachelbel. For many, one of the best pieces of classical music ever created. For us, this was the ticket out of a reality that could have killed us. My brother and I were 7 years old when we saw our first dead body. And that would not be the last one. You see, we grew up in the favelas, which are the slums of Brazil. Very poor place and very dangerous at times. It was very normal for us to see our friends walking up and down the street in broad daylight with guns in their back, guns in their hips, and sometimes even grenades. The house where we grew up didn't have glass on the windows, the door didn't have locks, and we didn't have running water. So every day we would wake up in the morning and walk nearly 1 mile away with buckets in our hand to the nearest well so we could have water to do the dishes, cook, and take a shower. Now, if that wasn't crazy enough, here's something even crazier. We couldn't be happier. We are always surrounded by family and friends. From the outside, our life was supposed to look hard. But we never felt that way, not even for 1 second. So, how did two extremely handsome guys from the slum, I mean, look at us. Two guys from the slums of Brazil started playing the violin? Well, just like anyone that plays the violin, we were also forced by our parents. Yes, indeed. Believe it or not, our father makes violin. He grew up in this orphanage where he learned how to make classical instrument by hand. And later on in his career, by the time we were 11 years old, he made a deal with the local orchestra that he would fix all the instrument if they taught us how to play the violin. Genius! But we hated it. It was horrible. It was horrible. Guys, we are just kids. We want to do kids thing, run around. But our teacher insisted that we had to lock ourselves in the room and practice scales for hours. It was awful. We hated it. Really, 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 oh my God. Now, imagine trying to get girls playing this. Nearly impossible. Brutal. So it wasn't until later on that we realized that we could play anything that was playing on the radio. We could play on the violin. That's when music became fun for us. Anyway, thank you. Balti. Here you go. That style of music started getting us all over the place. It started getting invited to play outside of the slum, then outside of the city, then outside of the state. And then we got invited to play our first celebrity party in Brazil. So now, everything we saw on TV, there we were. At this point, we live in two different lifestyles. One in luxury, at the parties, and then one in poverty, back at the slums. And we loved both. We couldn't be happier. And then things got even crazier. We did this show in Copacabana Beach, very famous place in Rio de Janeiro. And there was two journalists there that recorded a piece about us playing with the orchestra in the slums. Somebody heard that interview and invited my brother and I to play this huge event in the United States. It was a 20-hour flight, guys, for a 2-minute show. Yes. And what a 2 minutes. We played our hearts out, and after the show, we got approached by this guy, the president of this university, that offered us a full-ride scholarship to study music where? Miami, New York, Los Angeles. No,
at the University of Northern Iowa.
Yes. You heard it right. You heard it right. Iowa, small town in Iowa. Don't take me wrong. It's small but mighty because that opportunity changed everything.
Literally, they dropped us right in the middle of Iowa in September. No English, no cell phone, no money, and worse, no coats.
You guys got to understand this. We are from Rio de Janeiro. We didn't even know winter existed.
Yes, we learned that in a very hard way.
Yes.
We had a lot of firsts when we got here. The keys to our dorm room were the first keys that we ever had.
Our first pillows.
Our first snow.
And your very first band.
And not only that, we also had our first American girlfriends.
Yeah, we couldn't be happier. See what I did here? Anyway, America also brought our very first struggle. That's right. It took us coming from the slums of Brazil to the richest country in the world to feel poor for the very first time. We were so broke. We were doing anything we could to make money. We were washing dishes at the local cafeteria. We were mowing lawns. Never had mown lawns before. We don't have lawns in Brazil. And mowing lawns, washing dishes, cleaning apartments. We'd never been in an apartment before that we were cleaning. Anything to make ends meet. It was brutal.
At the beginning, it was pretty hard, but life still felt like we were living this beautiful adventure, you know? And then, now the music that got us out of the slum was getting us out of Iowa. We started playing small gigs like bars, farmers market, birthday parties,
Funerals.
We
couldn't wait for people to die, so we had a gig.
Anyways, and slowly, by doing that so many times, slowly we started getting momentum. At the point now that our music was taking us all over America to places we had only seen on the movies. We were everywhere, people. Huge tour buses.
Minivan. We are not that good. Yeah.
Minivans, yes. We got so good at sleeping in the minivans. And that's how one day, driving through Texas, we woke up with guns in our face.
Hands behind your back, open your legs. Hey, shut up, don't look at me. Chaos. Next thing we see, we are thrown in the back of a cop car, handcuffed, driven hours and hours in the middle of the desert, nothing but sand dunes and cactus, until we hit this huge wired gate full of cops in front of it. When they opened, we were in the car, we saw inside a group of guys in line formation wearing orange jumpsuit, handcuffed. We looked at each other and we burst out laughing. We couldn't believe it. Guys, the cops were like, what is so funny, especially in the situation we were? It was prison, just like in the movies. Everything we saw in the movie, like, oh my God, here we are. So they stripped us out of everything, took us to the cell. The cell was a little different than the movies. It was a huge dome, like huge, with dozens of bunk beds. No cells. So that was a little disappointing. We wanted to do the movie thing, you know, get me out of here! I gotta call my lawyer. We didn't even have a lawyer. That was weird. But then, in the middle of that room, we saw what we think it's everyone's worst nightmare.
We got in. First thing we saw was 3 shower heads and 3 metal toilets right in the center of the room. No walls, no curtain, no privacy whatsoever. It was just our naked butt in front of our 62 new friends.
We couldn't be happier.
No, I disagree. We could be happy. However, even though it was prison, we still did our thing. We made friends with the guards. We made friends with the other inmates. We played soccer. We even went to the dentist because it was free. But like we all know, nothing lasts forever. 13 days later, they released us, and it was nothing but a misunderstanding.
Now it's freedom. We're back on the road. Bow! Playing everywhere. Sold out shows, but boom! Life decided to knock on our door once again.
So one day, I was getting out of the shower, and I looked to myself into the mirror, and I noticed a huge lump right here. After we ran some studies, my doctor told me the 3 words that would change my life once again. You have cancer. Oh boy. I got diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a very rare type of cancer that occurs in and around the bones, mostly common in white children. Hello? That was the beginning of a whole new journey, which once again we decided to take to see as an adventure. So much so that my first chemo treatment, I made a bet with my oncologist that I would not get sick, nor would I lose any hair. Oh boy, was I wrong. I got so sick. Imagine your worst hangover multiplied by 1,000,000, but hairless. I lost every single hair in my body. I didn't even know it was possible. I did so many blood transfusions that I have more American blood in me than Brazilian blood. To be honest, I don't even know how I still have an accent. This boy has got so much American blood in him that he should not need a green card anymore. No?
He's native. His cancer was very hard on everyone around us. Family, friends, fans. But it was extra hard on me. See, we are twins. We used to do everything together. So now I catch myself on the other side of the country. And he's not there. I look at my side and I'm alone. So that was rough.
Cancer was such a school for me. I learned so much. It was 9 months of very intensive treatment, full of chemos, blood transfusion, and radiation. And I'm still here, and I couldn't be happier. Yeah.
Boring! Stop! Stop! After he beat cancer, then things got crazy. We got so famous, our shows got bigger. Oh, people trying to touch my leg. Hey, ladies, keep doing it. It got super crazy. We got so famous that one day, now we are hanging out with celebrities in the United States. One day we caught ourselves in a mansion party in Bel Air. The mansion was so big that there was a living room, a car in the middle of the living room. The mansion was so big that we were Zillow-ing the price of the house as people were partying. So, party started, first act, Chris Martin from Coldplay. Then right after him, Snoop Dogg. We couldn't believe. Then to close the night, us. See, from the hills of the slum to Beverly Hills, from being chased by drug dealers to chasing flights, from dead bodies to live concerts all over the country. Jail toilet, cancer.
Every time life threw us a curveball, we said, it's just another adventure.
Perspective, ladies and gentlemen, is your superpower. Turn every hardship into an adventure, and you will unlock unstoppable joy.
Because joy is not what you have. Joy is how you see it.
Your life is journeys. It's got detours, loss, heartbreak, chaos. Those are the ups and downs of life. Don't fight it. Reframe it. Make it your adventure, like we do. Every time life throws something at us, it's nothing but a daring adventure. And we couldn't be happier.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you learned something today.